All right, we are back another Saturday on our Black Media Network with the Watchdogs. And Julius, you're out and about. Tell us what you're up to.
Yeah, I'm out here in the city of Savannah. I'm trying to
Hey,
see why my mic don't want to work.
no,
Can you
we
hear
hear
me?
you. Yeah, we hear
Oh,
you
okay.
well.
Yeah, I'm at the protest downtown at City Hall right now. If you can see, City Hall is right behind me,
Okay.
and that's
All
the
right.
group over there.
And so let me bring our guests in so they can chime in. But what's your protest? What's this
This is
protest
a
about?
protest about a shooting happened over in one of the black areas. The police officer shot a kid 5 times. Huh? Yeah.
All right. And for our guests we
Huh?
just brought in,
Audi Lee.
we're gonna our
Audi Lee.
conversation today is on
Yeah. His name
our
was
conversation
called
today is
police
on
officer.
black male success. And so, what we're going to do, though, I wanted to bring Julius in. He's at a rally. A few weeks ago, we had a young black man murdered by one of the Savannah police officers. Nothing has been done about it. And this is just a rally. But what I want to bring Julius on to talk about today is how we have got to stop being apathetic in the black community. So, Julius, go for it. So, Julius, you and I talked earlier. One of the things that we noted was in our black community, we'll go pick up a fork, we'll go to a cookout, we'll go to get messed up. I didn't use the F word, I used messed up. But we won't do the things that advance us. We won't go to vote and we won't go protest. What's going on?
We're here at City Hall. I can't hardly hear you, Robert, because the
Right,
pastor
right,
was.
right.
They were doing a prayer. And Robert, see that man with that dog right there? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna pet that dog.
Don't be
Okay?
messy. Don't be messy. Don't be messy. Don't be messy. That's why black folk
Y'all
ain't
don't
getting
know the
along now.
story,
Y'all
right?
nasty.
Yeah, Robert will tell y'all that story later. But anyway, I can't
Y'all,
hardly hear you because for some reason, my mic is real low and the noise behind me at City Hall Savannah is real uh, loud. But what is, you'll see that they're protesting here in front of City Hall, and
so Julius, we'll keep it on. I'm gonna mute the mic, but we're gonna get into our conversation for today. So stay out
sure.
there. We're gonna get started, but you keep it live. Keep it live. Bernard, text him real quick, tell him to keep it on there. Just send him a quick text, and we're gonna get started for them. So we're gonna keep this on, y'all. Let me do some adjustments. We're gonna make sure y'all can see the protest. There we go. All right, all right.
Okay.
Let me see something here. Yeah, we'll just keep it right there. All right, so we got our guests today. We're going to start with if y'all can do a brief introduction. Keep it 30 seconds or less. Your name, what you're doing in the community, and that's one of the things we want to talk about today. The premise of the show is basically black male success, to show you all and to show our young brothers, especially those 21 and under, that there's a spectrum of things you'll go through in life. There are mud holes and anthills you're going to step in, but the success that you carry, the gifts that God gave you, are within you. So, Chris, let's start with you. Who are you? What you got going on?
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Peace and blessings. How you doing? My name is Chris, aka 2Benji. I am owner of 2Benji ENT and also shareholder of Soul Tribe, and I also do work with Our Black Media TV. Pleasure to meet you all.
All right, Chris, you got your Soul Tribe brother. If you could, I'm gonna let you do introduce him and let him introduce himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so alongside for today, we got my Soul Tribe brother, that is Mr. Salim, the Dream. It's a pleasure to have you, man. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
It's a pleasure to be here. How y'all doing?
All right.
Yes, sir.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, where you good, bro?
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, y'all can
We
hear
got
me.
go ahead. Yeah, you good? Go ahead, bro. We got you. You good?
Okay.
You good?
Okay. My name is Salim. I'm an artist. I'm also a shareholder of Soul Tribe as well. I'm from Savannah, Georgia, born and raised, a native, and like you said, what we do for the community. I'm here to unify the people beyond color. beyond color of the face, beyond color of the flag, and really just the universe. I'm really here to unify the universe. And
All
yeah,
right.
that's pretty much. It's pretty much.
All right. All right. We got Deron Davis, a good frat brother of mine, and I'm sure he'll tell you what fraternity that is. Go ahead, Doc.
Good afternoon. Recent transplant to the Savannah area, active duty military primary care physician stationed over at Fort Stewart, and a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, where I met Brother Brian here.
And Deron, we're going to have to jump Bernard because Bernard be coming after Brother Teray. So we're going to jump you, Bernard. But who are you, America? America, come on in.
Hey. And I always say I am America. You know what I'm saying? I'm, Bernard Brown. I'm just, man, trying.
Look at him. They're going to Teray right there. Yeah, we're going to jump you.
I know it. He all over the place. He want to run and tell all
Right.
that. But I have my own empire that I'm trying to continue to be. I have top flight sports coach rental with us. Right now I do go around to each city, put on AAU basketball tournament, retired coach for 25 years, living my dream, taking care of my child, taking care of myself, and just, just giving back what the community have gave me, and that's an opportunity to succeed. That's all I want to do, just give back until the day I die, period.
All right. So this is what we're going to do, gentlemen. So for those who have been with us before, y'all know the Watchdog is one of these shows where we have a conversation. So we can conversate one another. We can all present questions. But today is going to be a different flow. What we want to do is we got Julius Hall at City Hall who's protesting the hunting of black men, right? We have our city leader. Well, we don't have a lot of city leaders. We really got 3 city leaders. But we got concerned citizens at City Hall protesting the murdering of a black male by the Savannah Police Department and an officer. And so you got that, but then we're going to talk about black male success. How do we change that narrative, right? How do we change the narrative of America, not this America, but the America we know, the white America, presenting its supremacist ideology and placing black males in some really bad positions? And how do we get through these challenges called life? So one of the things I want to share with y'all this before we begin is I was watching one of my favorite pastors, Pastor Jamal Bryant at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. And he was talking about the things that are killing our community. And he was talking about what I just mentioned before about the white supremacist ideology. I want to get you all's opinion on what you see as what is America for black males? And the questions we present, I'll kind of ask some people to share their feedback, but we won't be able to respond to every question. But this one in particular, how do we navigate that? What's your interpretation of that? So we'll start with you, Chris.
Okay, and so first and foremost, speaking from my personal perspective and also from my age range, one thing that I believe that we need to do in order to navigate that is first understand that the media is controlling the narrative right now. And of course, a lot of things come with that, but we need to make sure that we are being the representation that we want to see when we are in these fields. A lot of that stuff comes with what we choose to broadcast, what we choose to do, and make sure that is getting broadcasted. A lot of that right now is a lot of filler. It's a lot of filibuster. It's a lot of things that's portraying us in a negative image of that doesn't represent the majority. So first, I believe we need to make sure that we are playing a major role in these media companies. And not only just that, but we making sure we broadcast the media that we truly need to see and need to hear, whether that be audio version or whether that be video version. I believe that's one of the first steps that we need to start taking a lot of care into and taking a deeper look into.
All right, Deron, what's your response to that?
Wow, I got so caught up in the brother's response. I wanted to hear the question one more time so I make sure I answer it.
So, this America we live in, I mean, how do you interpret it for black males as a black male? What is it? What's going on? Just kind of, flow with it. There's no right or wrong.
So, I mean, I I gotta agree with Chris. The difficulty for Black men in America right now is partly media representation. I don't, as we all know, there's what's going on TV, and there's the way Black men actually exist, live, and move in society. We play with our community, the roles that we play with our own family structure, and we often see images that are, immediately conflicting, and so it's difficult to step into a world that wants to see you one way times, and to actually be the force or the that changes the mind. Those are
You're kind of breaking up for me. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but you're kind of breaking up. It's kind of choppy. I don't know. Sometimes if you're using your phone, you turn off the Wi-Fi button and it works a little better.
Okay, give me just a second to correct that. All right, is that any better?
Oh yeah, you're flowing. Yeah, smoother.
Yeah. All right. So what I was saying was that, I agree with what Chris was saying. There's media representation, and we as Black men know what it is to actually live this life, the way we move and breathe and interact with our communities and our families, and how it is, oftentimes in direct conflict with what we're seeing representative of the media. And it is interesting and challenging even to try to go out into the world and be the face that changes folks' understanding of what it is to be a Black man in America. So it can create an uphill battle.
Right. All right, Celine, what you got to say to that?
Like what is America to me? Like what does America do? Like
take it where y'all want to take it.
Okay. Like first I'm gonna say that America is a sacred land. A sacred land. We're on a sacred soil, and places like Atlanta, Savannah, Memphis, like this whole area, the South, the Southeast, we're on sacred land, and I feel that the people, if we want to say the system, white people, whoever, the government, they know this, so they utilize this to their advantage, and what they do is just basically, they basically have us like have our people, especially they have us like enslaved. They have us enslaved. They have us like cattle. They have us domesticated. So I say all that to say that like America is a sacred land. It is a special land, and it's a special soil, and it's the reason why us as the indigenous people, why we are here on this land, and why we have the task to conquer this land again, because it's written in history. It's written in tales, folklores, the scriptures. It's written in that for us to come back and take what's ours. So that's kind of like I kind of want to just like say that on a positive tip more so than focus on the white supremacy, because they just doing their job. Like that's what they was put here for. They was put here to, like, we're their devil and they're our devil. They was put here to hold us captive. So it's up to us to be the solution. So that's all I have to say to that. That's how I feel though. I feel we're on the sacred land, and I feel that we're in the favor of God. We just are awakening to it as a collective, as a whole. We're awakening to our real favor.
Okay. All right, Bernard, what you got to say?
Hey, I'm going. I agree with everything everybody said. I agree with y'all young man said. I do. And since I'm the old dog on this show,
You old as hell.
Yeah, I'm the old dog on this show, and I'll be 60 years old, next month. But I've been, being in kids' life, Black young men's and Black young women's life, but mostly I kind of like, gravitate on the Black men's. At the end of the day, there's right and there's wrong. Okay, there's right and there's wrong. We as Black people don't know how to stick together. We don't know how to sit and have a conversation together. Everybody is somehow everybody against us Black men, and the white and the Black women need to watch it, because they trying to turn the Black women against us too. So we have to come together and be strong. You know what I'm saying? We can't excuses. I don't like no excuses. We don't have time for excuses. Okay, we need to get off our butt, like me and RG and everybody on here. We trying, and I ain't gonna lie, I got so tired, man. I started to stop trying because it was weighing me down. And then Jamal made a comment on the sports show on the rally, and he said, "Man, just keep going. You're gonna be okay. Just keep going." So I'm gonna keep fighting, and we as black men need to watch our surroundings. I'm not gonna put everything on the white man, the black man, and I'm not gonna do all that because we know what's right. The system is built for us to fail, but that don't mean us to fail because the system want us to fail. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody putting these guns in these black folks' hands and say, okay, I want you to go and shoot that guy there. No, you getting the guns and you know where to get the guns, and the law changed because of us. It is not it's against us, but that don't mean we should go and you know, dictate what they think we are. Everybody think they know us. We built this country, okay? The Indian found this country, and the white man stole this country. Period.
All right, all right. So Chris and Celine, y'all are closer to the age group that we really want to touch today. I want to know, you both are what I would consider successful. You're out here doing things. You're being a positive person in society. You're contributing to society. But most importantly, you're leveraging the gift that God gave you, which is creativity. You're tapping into your self-aware, all these good things that we need to be. How did you get there? Right? I want you to act like you're talking to a group of young black brothers. How did you get there? You know, and you can be as vulnerable as you want. You can be as private as you want. But I want people to understand that you ain't wake up one day and embracing this. And I think Chris talked about it a little bit last week. So if y'all two could answer that for us.
Okay, most definitely. So, first and foremost, I didn't wake up and then just automatically be here like this. This was definitely a journey, and I'm still on that journey that we call life. And I really I say that the day that I truly awoken to what was really going on around me was March the 16th of last year. And what it took for that to happen was me just finally just being tired of being tired. I think somebody got their mic on, is kind of messing up.
Okay.
But I just got tired of being tired, you know, and that was me in my college journey. I believe I was a junior at this time, you know, and I used to question a lot of my intuition. And I think that's where it came from. And I think a lot of that strives from being alone, wanting to fit in, wanting to feel normal. You know, like, okay, why am I not thinking the same way, or not even thinking the same way, but doing the same things as the mass group in my environment right now? Is there something wrong with me? You know, and just a couple of different things like that. So a lot of times it started for me questioning myself, and this is something that strive from my childhood too. So a lot of this really just came from me slowing down my time and really starting to want to understand myself more so I can understand my environment more. And it started with last year. You know, I had came across a group of friends, some that I've already been around, some that I just came across, which was one of them was Celine. And I was on this journey of just with music. You know, I'm in school, but I've always had this passion of doing music and finding a group of like-minded individuals to do this with, you know, so we could go in and accomplish this dream. And I came across them at an open mic, you know, sometimes, and we used to go ahead and go out to different events and so forth like that, and we was just building and just connecting. But on this particular day, something was just different. Like the energy was just feeling different. The day was just feeling different. The sun, everything was just a bit different this time. And we had an event to attend. Now, this is when I was with one of my friends by the name of Tim, who's also a member of Soul Tribe. And there's something particular that he does every time we're about to go to an event. I usually don't mind it, but this time I just called it out. And this was basically he would take his time getting ready for an event, knowing that we had to be there at a particular time, and that would kind of slow us down. I'm a stickler on time, so I like being on time to things. As a matter of fact, I like being early. So that was something I was just like, you know what? I need to say something this time. So I'm like, yo, I know a lot of times you kind of speak in a calm tone so you can keep everybody a level attitude so you people don't mind that you're taking your time. But we can't really go for that this time. You know, we got to make sure we're there on time. For some reason, me finally just stopped letting stuff slide and me calling that out just kind of had a shift in my body. we had got to the event and we had came back, and I don't know what it is, but I feel like I had got a download. This is a true story. I feel like I had got a download and just a message in my mind. So I'm like, look, for some reason, man, I really feel like a lot of people got into the systems, which is like the entertainment industry and so forth like that, and started spreading negative energy in order to confuse us. You know, they got into the entertainment industry, not even just the entertainment, but the radio. Like I said on the previous show, we really used to use this to communicate to each other. Why was there a big shift? Why is there now being so much negativity spread across all these platforms? I feel like these people are really agents. And then as soon as I said agents, he was like, yo, you realize what you just said? I'm like, nah, what are you talking about? So he pulled up a video on the TV, and the first 5 seconds of this video, it was this woman. I can't remember her name, but she was like something something, the tour agents. Now, when she said the tour agents, in my mind, this happened in a split second. When she said the tour agents, I kind of just fell back in my mind, and I had sat down in the chair. Once I sat down in the chair, it was some curtains that was in front of me, and it just opened up, and then it was just like a film roll. It was just, and I seen everything from a child all the way up into that present moment from a third person perspective. And I seen all the times when um, I was being taken advantage of, the times when I was making bad decisions for myself, knowing that there was something that was going to be happening from that, and also the times when I was around individuals I need to be around. So I just kind of, I believe I kind of just took my emotions out of it. And then from that perspective, I was like, yo, everything is everything. And by me saying that, it was just me taking more control of realizing, okay, your intuition is right. You know, your intuition is right. You know what you know. And then from that day forward, I just started moving in the path of just relearning myself, relearning my environment, and just taking more control and understanding of myself. You know, I just started to relearn life again. And that's really where it all started from. So it was honestly me just being tired of being tired, calling out the different things that I knew wasn't good for me and beneficial to me, you know. And once you
All right.
find that stuff out, you don't want to play around with that.
All right. Celine, what's your response?
I'm gonna pick up off of where bro left off, and
Okay.
I'm glad you told that story, man. I'm going
Me
down
too.
memory lane. I'm seeing it too.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
But like it's the same thing. Like same thing with me. I come from a family. I come from a family. Julius Hall is my cousin,
Oh,
so
I
he
know
can
it.
tell
You
you.
already
Yeah,
told me.
yeah. We come from a
I'm sorry you
family.
got to deal with him.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good.
Sorry,
It's
brother. I'm
all
messing with
good.
you, man.
It's all good. It's all good. I love him. I love him. I
Yeah, I'm
appreciate him.
messing with you, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He gonna be him. Um, so for real, he is. He
No,
is. Gotta respect it.
no, I
But
know that. I know that. Yeah.
like I would say, I come from a family of a lot of women. So basically, the men in my family either got locked up or got killed. So that was like a big generational. That was a big generational curse that was placed on my generation of the family, my little brothers, my little cousins, little, like that, and like from us on down. So like my immediate family, my grandmother, my grandfather, my mom, and my uncle. My grandfather was a part of the Nation of Islam. My grandmother was a part of the Nation of Islam. And then eventually my grandfather made the transition into Christianity, and then he became a preacher. And then so he became a preacher. And just with how we was raised with morals and ethics and things like that. Even though we from the hood, we from this environment, we around these different things and stuff like that, we was always different. So my mom is a really spiritually in tune inclined woman, and she just started her journey. And once she got on her journey of life, she started to just spread the message towards us. And I was transitioning from high school and going to college. So I started to attend Savannah State, and this was like 2017. And I just like with what Chris said, I was just tired. I was tired of being tired. I was tired of doing the same thing every day. I knew I didn't fit in. I was tired. I knew I wanted change. I had this desire for change on the inside of me. So me pursuing to be an artist, I had the idea of moving to Atlanta. So once I made the move to Atlanta, I was like, when I moved to Atlanta, I'm changing. I'm working out every day. I'm saying affirmations. I'm starting to meditate. I'm starting to do yoga. I'm eating healthy. I'm changing my regimen. Like I just did a full 360. And when I moved to Atlanta, I moved to a space where nobody knew me. So this person who I wanted to be, the ideal inside of me, I was able to create that individual, and not with what people knew me for or think I am or what they think, who they think I should be or anything like that. So that's how I got on the journey. I just got on the journey of life. Like I unlearned everything. I unlearned what I was taught, what my family taught me, what school taught me, what I seen. And I started to come outside. I started to be in nature. I started to understand the natural nature of life. I started to understand what it means to sit under a tree and be around birds and animals and just see nature play, because God isn't, I learned that God isn't everything. God isn't no thing, but God is in everything. So once I was able to receive that, once I was able to receive that download, I was able to see that, okay, for example, like having a conversation with y'all, God can jump in, or an angel can be inside of any one of y'all just to deliver certain messages to all of us. I started to pay attention to everything. I started to be more aware. I started to pay attention to the dialogues, what was being said, how it's being said, where is it coming from. I started to actually see the unseen, even though I'm physically looking. So, I just say all that to say, I just want to change. I just want to change myself. And I wanted to actually be able to change myself and to be able to be an example and epitome to be like, you can be like this. I have tattoos on my fingers. I have tattoos on my fingers. I have tattoos on my face. Like, I done had all type of jobs. I done helped people get $1 million deals, working for white people. I done did all type of stuff. And I'm only 23 years old. So it's like, defining like actually being an outlier, like not being in the box because they want us to be in the box. And I don't just want to just say like they want to like make it like so much of an enemy thing, or it's it's a divide. But I just want to change. That's all it is. I just want to change. And I was actively, consciously making the change. And once I started to do it, I started to see results. And then my confidence started to build up, the truth, my faith in God, and my faith in my spirituality. Everything just built. So once it was able to build, I just stayed true to the conviction. And then now I'm just walking in my purpose. I'm just walking in my purpose and purposely doing that. I'm just here to just shine the light, spread love, spread positivity, and just more importantly, unity. Just be justice, just is. I'm just is. So, just wanting to change.
No, that was good.
Having
You
a
almost
desire.
got you almost got some lyrics out of that. I want to give you props on that. But
Yeah.
I want to start with these young people because I wanted the young brothers, 21 and under, and the parents to see what you see before you. These young guys, this represents black male success. This is what our black males bring to the table.
Yeah.
That's why I tell parents all the time: don't let these teachers tell you about our young black males. What you saw right there is creativity, vulnerability, ability to be self-aware. That's what we represent. So that's why I started there. So let me go to the old heads right quick. The old Deron and Bernard. Now I really want you all to talk about what was a challenge that you encountered on your journey called life, and how did you become resilient? Because that's the other part of the story, is being resilient.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Deron.
So, gosh, one of the biggest challenges for me was under coping with loss, actually. So I wanted to be a physician from maybe age 4 or 5 years old, watching the Cosby Show on TV, kind of fell in love with Bill Cosby and Cliff Huxtable and what he was doing and the way that he was able to reach out into the community. And I wanted that to be a part of my life. As I grew up, went through elementary, middle school, and I had a very supportive family structure. So, making it through the academic piece wasn't as difficult for me because I had seen success even in my own family with that. But when I was about 12 years old, my grandmother died of breast cancer. And she was probably the closest person to me in my life, biggest ray of light, biggest influencer, supportive force. And it's interesting, like when you lose that person that was your rock, how do you begin to put things back together, and how do you hold on to your dreams as you transition through your different phases? So her and her memory became a big motivation for me. it started off being a little bit of a setback because I lost my motivation and I lost that light and a little bit of that drive. But as time passed, I realized that the way she was an influencer to me. There are so many other moms and grandmothers that are influencers in their family, and I hate for anybody to experience the same kind of loss I did. So, I turned what was pain into motivation. Let me learn more. Let me study harder. Let me get better. Let me figure out how to interact better with people and how to become a comforter in terms of what I bring to the bedside, to the clinical setting, because everybody that I'm looking at is somebody's loved one. They are the center of somebody else's world. So that was one of my challenges, figuring out how to cope with that loss, and then figuring out how to cope with other losses throughout time, because it's the losses of major players in our lives, and also, occasionally our own defeats, personal losses, that create the setbacks for us. But once I figured out what resilience meant and how to bounce back in one arena, it gave me a little bit more resilience for other challenges to follow in life. And so you take what it is that I'm looking at, take the pain, take the loss, figure out how I can use that lesson to help somebody else.
All right, Bernard, what you got?
Yeah. You know what? It's like, and people ask me, say, who my hero is and that. I'll say, you know what? My hero is Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. And you know why? When I first came on this earth, I always say, God made me, mama raised me. I was 3 pounds when I came on this earth. 3 pounds. The doctor told my mama that, hey, he ain't gonna live overnight. And look at me now. I'll be 6 years old, way close to 205. Hey, and that what motivated me. And another thing that people don't understand, somebody can say something in your life that can motivate you. It is negative. Somebody can say something in your life negative that can motivate you for the rest of your life. So I was in high school, and when you're high school, you play ball and everything, and then you have a little summer break and go get a little summer job. So I was working at Bradley Plywood, all white company. I was working at there, and all the people in there was black, older black people, and so I told him, I said, hey, today, I said, tomorrow is my last day. And he said, hey, where you going? I said, well, I'm going back to school. I said, I want to just try to do something to better myself like that, right? So he told me this, true story. He said, you'll be back. He said, you'll be back. I looked at that white man, and the next day was going to be my last day. When he told me I'll be back, I said, okay, I'll show you. That was my last day. That was my last day right there when he told me that. And that motivated me. And 10 years later, I seen him because when I was working at the bank, and I seen him, and I asked, I said, hey, you remember me? He said, yeah, I remember you. I said, you remember when you said, I'll be back? And he said, yeah. I said, did I come back? He said, no. and he said, you know what? I'm proud of you. And guess what he said? He said, I said that to you to motivate you to get out so you don't be like the rest of them that's staying here. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, man, that just motivate me. It's like when somebody tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Follow young men. Let me tell you, young men also, follow your dream. Don't never let nobody tell you what you can't do. Just because society is where it is, that don't mean you have to be a number to it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You keep going, you keep scribing. I've been dealing with young folks for 25 years and still dealing with it. And the past week, I just did a basketball tournament at Georgia Congress Center. All young kids from age 5 all the way to 18, black men. I love them because I get down to their level. We laugh, we talk, I joke with them, I get serious with them. And I said on when I was doing FaceTime on there, I say, America, all black men are not bad black men. Okay. You may have a handful, but you don't know their story. So stop judging them. You don't know nobody's story. So start judging us. At the end of the day, brother, I love y'all. Whatever y'all need, if y'all want for me or whatever I can do, y'all hit me up because, hey, we in this together. This fight ain't for one or two. We in this together, and I damn sure know we going to show them who we are.
And Bernard, you said something key, and I would love for you and Chris to respond to this. But you were talking about resonating in my mind. how do we get our youth, our black males, from a bullet to a basketball? How do you do that? How do you all suggest, you and Chris answer that? How do we get there? I mean, you do it, you've been doing it, but how do we get our kids from a bullet to a basketball?
You know what? And you know what these young kids be telling me every time? They say, Coach Brown, I say, yeah, he said, all we want is from people just to listen to us. They always labeling us. All the young kids want y'all to do is listen to them. Okay? Listen to them. And at the end of the day, it's your surrounding. It's easy to take a gun out your hand and put a basketball in your hand. But I don't want you to do that. Take a gun out your hand and put a book in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Because there's 367 basketball players in the NBA in the world. Are you one of those 367? Man, slight chance. Slight chance. So you come out better of being a doctor, a lawyer, anything. Like you said, you come out, you can be the president of the United States. Who thought Obama was going to be the president of the United States? You know who thought that? Tupac said in his lyric. Black man gonna be a president, period. So it's easy, RG. You just have to listen and your surrounding, you know, so because young kids are listening to young kids and they don't really know they young. How you gonna tell another young person some advice where you trying to find it? So watch who you listen to, okay? Watch who you listen to. And Jamal and RG, it's like we have to start listening to them. To be honest, we have to start listening to them, man. Because if we don't, we're gonna lose them. Yeah.
All right, Chris, what you got?
I want to say I appreciate you saying that, because if y'all not listening, then imagine who else is listening. Because they are listening, and what they're doing, they're listening more and implementing what the information and data they getting and putting it in their systems. So, for example, let's just take music, for example. They put a lot of emphasis on the entertainment aspect, right? So they got people believing this is what needs to be done in order to achieve that dream. So now, once people get in those positions, you realize that's not what keeps this machine running. What really keeps it running is the business behind it. But there was no emphasis on it. There was no coolness or whatsoever placed on that part. So now you got people not even wanting to really do what really keeps the things running, because the only part that was being emphasized was the falsified dream aspect. So like I said, I believe the representation and also energy put into what really goes on behind the scenes, you know, like, and we were speaking on this earlier as far as the competition. A lot of people limit the information they tell us because they want to see us in a certain way or a certain light that they view us, which is not the perspective that we view ourselves. And we need to also just start taking a little bit, way more time into that. And another thing that I would definitely say that needs to happen, not only just listening to them, but you realize we are the ones that keep the majority of these systems running. You know, they study us. We are the new. We the things that we don't realize our own influence as much as influence we have versus how they see the influence. So they'll pay a lot more time. They'll try and bribe us. It's so many, like if you get on social media, you see how many different people, when you realize how the companies market, you realize how many people is targeting you. The advertisements be real specific down to the detail. It's like, yo, what's going on? So we really need to just play a way more part in showing the people the real, what really goes on, showing the real you, because that will make somebody not only feel the connection, but also striving to want to hear from you, want to do more things that will build the community versus just the attention.
Perfect. Celine, you said something a moment ago that resonated, and I want to get back to it. And it's somebody somewhere, and we have it in our families. We have what's called a lineage, and you were able to break that, what you call a generational curse, right? We all have it in our families. But I want you to talk specifically about how were you able to do that, like support systems, your own self-awareness. I think you said you had a real awakening. Talk us through what that looks like, because somewhere, somehow, that can probably trigger a young person to say, you know what, I don't have to do what I've seen. Don't forget I'm you, bro.
Okay. Yeah, Yes, I want to say this real quick, Mr. Bernard. Thank you. We here for real. Thank you for saying that. Just thank you for expressing the love and letting it know, putting the love on the table. Seriously, really, all of y'all. Thank
Yep.
y'all. We really appreciate this
Everything is new
because we
love.
need
Yeah.
y'all. Just like
Yeah.
y'all need us, we need y'all on our side because
Right.
what we facing is different. It's different than the past. It's not what our people faced before. It's way different. So we need y'all wisdom because y'all been here longer. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all been in it, y'all been a part of this longer. So we need that. So I just wanted to say that. And to answer your question, what does it look like? It looks scary, it looks fearful, it looks crazy, it looks like you tripping, it looks like you seeing things. It looks real it looks real unique and divergent. And how I was able to get to this point, in all honesty, faith
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
faith. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be like transparent with you.
Yeah.
Faith. Like my faith in when I started to I I understood. I started to learn that it's levels of everything. It's levels of everything. It's systems to everything. It's a process to everything. So how America is set up, how the world is set up, how society is set up is built off a system. It's a matriarch. It's a matrix. So they built it like what Chris was saying. These people study us so much from our phones. They study us because we're their energy source. We give them life. And I'm not trying to go, too far off left, but we give them life. So what it is the programming. They program. I had a couple white friends. No lie to y'all, my white friends, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I smoke. My white friends had they encouraged me to smoke in public. I've been in public smoking because of my white friends, because they have the programming that there it is free, this liberation, the land of the free. You know what they say about America, liberty, things like that. They actually feel that. With us, they program fear. They program suffering, misery. They program these different tactics inside of our brains, inside of our DNA. It's gotten in our DNA. So now it's something that's able to just, we look at it as like, okay, like dang, like how can we get this out? We get this out by doing natural things, getting back to nature, coming outside, sitting under the sun, sitting under the moon, because we're a part of the sun. What melanin is in the sun, vitamin D is in the sun, vitamin D is in the soil. So these things, they took us out of our nature, and then they taught us to be like them, why they be like us, why they praise our gods, why they worship our gods, why they siphon our energy, where the battery, and then they utilize it to create their world. So it's like just meditation, being in nature, like I say, like changing my lifestyle, I live a very holistic lifestyle. I drink herbal teas, I take herbal baths. Like these things really do work. What they did is they put the fear in, like, oh, if somebody is drinking herbal tea, what you do voodoo, you do roots, these different things. Roots is our roots. You see what I'm saying? They took us so far away that it's like the closer we would get to God, they would do something to take us away from God. So now it's so much confusion. It's like, okay, you say this, but what about this though? But what about this? It's confusion while they know the truth. So it's like I say, faith. I just had faith. Like the more I was being revealed along my journey, the more I was being confirmed. And how I got confirmation was through people, through meeting people like you guys, through signs in nature, literally physical signs. I could see a sign on the billboard, I could be thinking about something, I could be praying to God to ask him to guide me to a certain direction or give me the answer to something, and it will come through a person, it will come through a physical sign, it will come through me hearing something on the radio. It'd be simple things like that, but you have to be aware to got so now our mind, from one thing to another, we focus on one task. It's hard to be present in the present moment. So, just those different things just help. And it may seem like a lot, but it's not a lot. It's a process. So once you in the process and you take it step by step, moment by moment, day by day, things like that, it'll unfold. It'll unfold, and it'll become easy and natural, and you will feel it. You will feel it inside your heart. You will become more open in the heart, the soul. You will learn so much more about yourself. Like we're limitless beings. We're limitless beings. We're really superconductors. Like Mr. Bernard say, sometimes he gets tired. Mr. Bernard, the reason why you're still doing what you're doing right now is because you're a superconductor. What's inside of you, you have the ability to be able to give all of your energy, and when you release it, it comes right back tenfold. That's God. It's poured. Your cup is poured. Your water is poured right back into your cup once you give it away. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they put these different things, fear. Their biggest tactic is fear. And they put fear in everything, like from disease, dis-ease. Dis-ease. All it is being is dis-ease. You're not at ease right now. Illness is these things. They think is that we can't cure cancer. We can't cure AIDS. We can't cure these things. How you gonna tell me this when it's my divine birthright to be here? You get what I'm saying? God put me here. Why did God put me here? Obviously, we're here for a reason. You see what I'm saying? It's these simple things, but they take us so far out of that space to where we're stuck. So now we get in a hole. Now we in a hole that seems to get deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's harder to climb out of that hole till eventually you just give up. Now once you give up, that's now they got you. You gave up. So like, and another thing too, I just wanted to say this real quick because my phone, I know, I Dawgs, he was a part of the Funkadelics back in the day, and he was saying how basically like how with us being superconductors and how we have this energy inside of us, we have this black gold inside of us, we're able to do everything. Now going forward, we're about to be more productive, more not even busy, but productive. We're about to be getting so much done at a day's time. It's gonna seem like what just happened. So it's like taking that and us being able to utilize our resources, us being able to turn back to us. I feel we feed their system too much. We look at them and say they the problem and then want them to get us out of the problem. That's not how it's supposed to work. God don't want us to be like that. Like, I know y'all read the scriptures. I know y'all know these quotes. All those same things that's in that is happening now. We're those people now. Those different peoples was the outline, the blueprint. So those different mentalities of Joseph, Jesus, who else? Jacob, those different mentalities, Noah, those are different mentalities. We're men, we're black men, so we have a thought, but we also have to connect to the feeling, which is the black woman, the divine feminine, the woman. That's what makes us whole. So, going on that journey of just wanting to change yourself and be whole, once you become whole, you're whole and one with yourself. Once you're one in here, because this is our church, this is our temple. Once you got the temple right in here, then out here, everything could change, but you have to get it right here. What they doing is they taking us away from ourselves and got us looking on the outside. The outside is the problem. The external things is the problem. These different things, so they're able to play with our emotions, play with our feelings. They taught black men not to have feelings, not to have emotions. So now when a black man get killed by the police, it messes with our spirit. So we don't know what to feel or how to feel. It makes us want to do something, but we it's that fear in us. Like, we can't just go out and kill somebody. What can we do? So that it's a constant battle, and it goes back to being domesticated. It's a parasite. It's a parasite that's in animals. That's in animals that we have. I have a cat. It's in cats. It's a parasite that keeps us bonded to fear. So now when something comes, even if it's something that we are afraid of, fight and flight is not even there. We just sit there and take it. Now we just sit there and take the beating. Now we just constantly just sit there and take the beating. We sit there and take the butt whooping. You see what I'm saying? Instead of saying, you know what? Let me grab the belt. Let me try to fight back. Let me do this. Why I'm not running right now? Why am I not fighting right now? Why am I just sitting here and allowing us to be destroyed? So it's like, it's deep. It's deep. It's deep. But like, how we can get through this for real is just unity, because we're all one. All of y'all are different facets of me, just like I'm a facet of all of y'all. We are all different parts and reflections of one another. So once we know that we're one internally, we're all uniquely ourselves. We're indivisible individuals. You see what I'm saying? We're all uniquely ourselves, but we are all one. Once we know that we're one, it's over with. And that's what they trying. That's they don't even know what's about to happen anymore, because it's the energies is too chaotic, it's unforeseen. We're in new times, but it's up to us to rise. If we don't rise, nothing's going to change. It's not going to be a guy from the sky. It's not going to be a lady from out the water. It's going to be responsibility. They placed that responsibility on us. God did that. So it's about us opening and being accountable for that real responsibility beyond just life, beyond just bills, beyond just having a business, getting a job, money. No, it's beyond that. It's beyond that. So, I just wanted to say that real quick. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to.
Yeah. Hey.
No problem.
Hey,
Hey,
RG.
what's up?
Hey.
What's up?
Man, this little young fella, you got me writing stuff down.
Yeah,
hey,
make them right.
Yeah.
You need to write. You need to write. All that cussing.
Listen,
I'm with it. I agree.
Yeah, let me get this, because see, y'all know I'm the best journalist in the city of Savannah, so just as long as y'all realize that. So a good journalist knows this. Deron, you were getting a reaction. You had something to say. Respond to that, because you taking notes too. I'm glad these old people taking notes.
Yeah, so this conversation, there's a lot of positivity and a lot of energy, and I've enjoyed so much of what everybody's had to say. I like Bernard's statement about the need to actually listen to our kids, because that's the primary thing that they're asking for, and it truly is. I've learned. I got a 7-year-old daughter, and she is just like every other child, constantly looking for that attention, looking for validation, and looking for information. And so, if I don't listen, I miss the opportunity to mold a future with her, right? And so not only is there the obligation or responsibility to listen, but we also got to make sure that we are taking time to respond to them and to pour into them something different. Because both of the young brothers were saying, that they basically pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. They were in situations that they saw any of a number of things going on in their environments and in the society around them, but they chose to hold on to something positive and something different, whether they had mentors that helped them do it, or, in Salim's case, from what I thought that I heard from him, it sounded like, he dealt with a great deal of adversity, and despite the adversity and not having anything else to look to, he found something positive to latch on to, and then to harness that and grow it. I love what Chris had to say about, the dreams that are created in these kids, and we'll show them how to grab a basketball, or they will see that there's an opportunity to grab a basketball or a football and become a star in NFL, NBA, but nobody's talking to them about the business that keeps everything running behind the scenes, and that really is too the job of the elders. If we are sitting here taking our time to pour into these young people who have all of this raw energy and talent and drive to move forward, and we expose them to the entire spectrum of possibilities rather than just the one thing that they're able to see, who knows, whether or not we just created the next billionaire, the next media mogul that helps to change the images that we're seeing of Black people as a whole in the media, period. I enjoyed what Salim had to say about meditation and centering the mind. One, again, that young brother was talking about finding a way and figuring out how to hold on to positivity in the midst of negativity. And he brought up the notion of meditation and how he managed to kind of purify himself in his visions. And, I wanted to accentuate that because meditation has been, lauded as a way to clear the mind, to center the mind, to be able to see your own visions more clearly, and to be able to plot your path, toward your dreams a little bit more clearly, because now you have the peace of mind, and now you have a little bit more clarity. You know where to seek inspiration, and you know what things to block out. So that was just amazing. And I don't think that our young people are shown ways to clear their minds and see themselves and truly visualize and build their dreams with enough consistency that tons of them are making it out of bad situations, or tons of them are finding the true path to their real dreams versus responding to what society throws in their way.
Right, Bernard, real quick, what's one thing that really resonated with you today?
You know what? Just what I love about I'm passionate about my young people. I am. Because I've dealt with them so long. You know what I love about them? It took me age 40, I was 40 years old when I started my own company and decided to go on my way, you know, and get my own thing and not worry about coming in and working for other people. These young people, man, they start young. You got these young people right now on their own business, and they're not even what 20, 23 years old. And I love the motivation that they got, y'all. The way they just say, you know what? I know for a fact I can't work for nobody. Because if I go down there, I know for a fact I'm gonna quit. So I better get my own bit. And I'm talking about my daughter. My daughter probably had maybe she's 25 now. She probably went through 10 jobs and she ain't stayed on neither one of them a whole week. So she started her own company. She got her own company now, your facial. And I build that in there. And she said, Daddy, I thank you for just showing me the way. And that's all the young people. You show them, they're gonna run with it. Back in the days when we grew up, you showed me, I'm gonna say, can you show me that again and again and again? Nah. You show one time and they go with it.
They ain't shit to show you how to throw nobody over no fence, though.
Hey, but that's people, they need to realize, man, that, you know, these young black kids, and the reason why I'm saying young black kids, because, you know, that's where we come from. We come from a black community. I don't know nothing too much about the white community or age or nothing, so I can't talk about them. But one thing I do know is, man, I'm proud of them because, especially the young girls, man, these young girls ain't waiting on these young boys, man. They just popping. They're just doing their thing. You know, guarantee you, these young kids, these young girls, they'll take 10 of them and they go on trips. They ain't talking about it. They're being about it. You take 10 guys, it take us about a whole 3 months just to try to get a trip going.
Then 5 people gonna cancel.
And they gonna cancel it. You know, but hey, like I say, let's keep going. But I'm telling you right now, y'all, I may get in trouble what I'm about to say. I guarantee you, if any high-class white person watching this show, they wrote down everything that y'all saying. Everything. So they trying to change the game. Listen, y'all,
y'all got, we done gave y'all a book and a pen.
I know it. We might have to do like this him.
Oh, and you got a book. I mean, no.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, they always try to change the game, man.
But not one thing you said that really stuck out to me just now was the fact that you got to show them. A lot of times, and I want our elders, myself included, because we got to be mindful of what we're doing. Sometimes they're watching. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not a miracle that your daughter's an entrepreneur. She's just watching. Like I tell people a lot of times, I don't cook a lot, but I know how to cook. You know how I learned how to cook? I was sitting there watching my mom, because when I came home from school, you weren't about to go out there and play in those streets. You do your homework, you go right to bed. You got a problem with it. I got a friend called Belt, and that belt can show you what I mean.
Right.
And so, I mean, you know, it was called discipline, but you be mindful of that. But Chris, what we're gonna do real quick, we're gonna do a part 2 of this. Probably if not next week after. Y'all know Julius Hall tell me what to do, so I'm just kidding. But anyway, Chris, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get final thoughts from Chris, and then we're gonna hear a poem called "If," and my brother David's gonna bring it. "If" is a poem that a lot of people should read, and for our young black males, I want you to print it out and put it on your wall. It's a very powerful poem. We learned in Alpha. A lot of our national Panhellenic organizations learn the poem. A lot of organizations in general learn it. And it's a very powerful poem that whether you're in a good moment or a bad moment, you remember that your compulsion, your character, and your power is everything. We're gonna make mistakes. Heck, I'll make some serious ones. You're gonna step in the ant bed, you're gonna get bit by a dog, as I did yesterday. But you keep going because the power and the gifts that God gave you are within you, and you leverage them. So, Chris, final comments, and then Duran will shoot over to you, and then we'll close out.
Okay. Final comments. I'm very grateful and appreciative to be a part of this conversation. For one, it was a lot of different things that was said. The transparency, the reminders is appreciative, and I just want to make sure we remind everybody to continue to be transparent, continue to build connection, because that's the only thing that's missing right now. Everybody just need to make sure that we got each other before other people got us. You know, we got to understand that we are in this together. This isn't a one man army, one man thing, and just make sure we practicing that. So unity unifies, acceptance, and then pushing forward to create something bigger and believing in something that's higher than ourselves. You know, and those are my final notes.
Yep. Amen.
And brother,
Amen.
all right, but go ahead, Ron.
All right, If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop to build them up with worn out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose, and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither fools nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
All right. I thank you all for participating this week. We'll do a part 2. Everyone, we'll see you next Saturday at noon. Have a great weekend.
Like this.